Welcome back everyone to Mona's Take. I am your host Mona Rose and we are here to talk about everything reality TV. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything I have coming up. Today's episode is going to be on live feeds, overnight feeds. Starting to slow down a little bit, but there's a few things to cover. Tomorrow's going to be really good on the live feeds, so let's jump right in and let you know what's going on. People are acting on a whole nother level on that. So can't wait to see that karma train coming through. Choo-choo. Mood of the day. Really? You gotta give us more credit than that. Some people, buckle up, buttercup. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Alright, I'm going to start where we left off yesterday. I said that Taylor was upset when she went on the block, even though she knew that was the original plan, was for her and Nicole to go on the block, get rid of Nicole. But she thought that they had secured the whole not using the veto and that noms were going to stay the same and that she wouldn't have to touch the block again. So it was kind of a little shock to her that they didn't pull that off, that Daniel did use the power of veto. And Daniel just did it out of spite. Monty tried to warn him that Nicole would go home. But his ego is so freaking inflated. Oh no, he's lying to me. He must not want Taylor to go home. He's protecting Taylor. So by God, I'm going to use that power of veto. And you just became the sole reason your best friend in the house is going home on Thursday. Taylor went and laid in her bed for a little bit, like she's been doing for the last 3 or 4 weeks now. She was in her feelings a little bit, so she went and laid in her bed. And the next thing you see, she is coming out of the house in a bright yellow bikini with a bright yellow wrap with her pageant heels on, strutting, and I tell you, strutting across the backyard in front of everyone. Got in her little recliner lounge chair, propped her feet up with her heels. She just did it up right. It's like, hey bitches, I'm here. I was loving it. The guys were like following her across the backyard, and the girls were like, oh, I thought it was hilarious. She definitely killed it. So Daniel, Nicole, Alyssa, Jasmine, and Indy think that they have Kyle and that they have the numbers to vote out Taylor. But yet we know that they don't. They've also, all but Daniel, said that they didn't want to be on the wrong side of the vote. Just let us know what's going on and we'll vote the way the house is voting because we don't want to be on the wrong side of the vote again. So I think that's not going to take much to persuade any of them other than Daniel to vote Nicole out. Nicole is fishing for information and acting like she's mad at Daniel for using the veto. That she believes everything Monty told her. How could he put her game at risk? The whole 9 yards. And she's telling people now that she can't trust Daniel, that he must be in the bigger alliance, that that's the only reason he would have risked her spot in the game was if he was in the bigger alliance. Nicole is not a very good actress at all. You can see right through Nicole. At one point, some of the leftovers are talking, and Michael says, we can always have Terrance sit Nicole down Wednesday and let her know she's going home. That would be icing on the cake. Can you imagine if they could work that out? I don't think Terrance will play along, but he might. Because he was kind of a little bit salty about all that last week. But that would be so icing on the cake. To see him sit Nicole down and say, I'm sorry, I just have to say goodbye to you. We just don't have the numbers to keep you. Yada, yada, yada. Jasmine and Nicole are talking in the backyard. And Jasmine said that Brittany was definitely picking up vibes. in order to, in other words, to stay away from them. She said Brittany is definitely picking up the vibes. And Nicole says, I'm going to F her ass up. I told you guys, I think it was in the last video, where she was using the very vulgar language. Talking about Taylor. And now she's saying she's going to F Brittany up. And Nicole says, or Jasmine says, she's like a mosquito at a barbecue. She's not there for an effing plate. She's just there to suck blood and leave. And Nicole says, Monty's the worst effing liar, and she's beginning to think that she's the worst cop ever. Number one, she's not a cop anymore, but anyway. A little while later, Jasmine talks to Terrance, and tells Terrance that Nicole thinks that she's staying with his vote. He lets Jasmine know that she doesn't have his vote. And he said, and I never made a final two with that woman. And he finally, after some prodding with Jasmine, tells Jasmine that he would not vote to save her. Nicole feels Indian on everything that's happened, and that Monty was going to keep them on the block, and that she was the one going home, which it was the other way around. It was Alyssa. But Nicole's feeling Indian on all that. Indy's pissed. I fully expected to see fireworks because Indy is not one to hold her tongue. But she did hold her tongue on this one. She tells Terrance, Jasmine, Nicole that Brittany needs to go on slop so that she would have a reason to have bad energy. Now, all of these people are sitting right outside the back door in the little lounges. So let me tell you again who all that is. It's Terrance, Jasmine, Nicole, Daniel, and I think that's it, and Indy. And then Indy says that they had 1 year to come up with 16 people, and that's what they come up with, talking about Brittany and Taylor. Terrance told Indy that she was lit, and Nicole says, yeah, I told her the truth. Jasmine said they should have learned from Will Smith, and Terrance said, yeah, keep my name out your, we all know what was said. And Terrance said, yeah, and I'm just thinking, this is rich coming from Jasmine because she can't keep Taylor and Brittany's name out of her mouth. Nicole can't keep Taylor and Brittany's name out of her mouth. At this point, Brittany comes over and sits down to have her lunch with the group. And they're continually talking shit about Brittany, even though Brittany doesn't know that they are. They're telling each other how proud they are of the others, and Indy said, you should really be proud of me, and everybody's like, oh, we're so proud of you, Indy, we're so proud of you, because Indy's keeping her mouth shut. And Indy said, yeah, because I want to, and she did this, like, flipping the table motion. And Nicole goes, oh, yeah, I saw the pool table move from here. And they're just going back and forth. And Brittany, poor Brittany, has no clue that they're talking about her. And Jasmine says, I don't know, people got me effed up. They need to keep my name out of their mouths. Daniel starts laughing, and he goes, yeah, 1 year. And Indy goes, oh, you liked that, didn't you? And they all start laughing again. He also says there's a mosquito in my mojito. Like I said, Brittany has no clue. All this is about her. it kind of made me sick, because when Brittany watches this back, she's going to feel like a fool. And that just shows that little clique is hateful as hell. And I swear the leftovers are getting busted. They are not being careful at all. They're not watching the monitors. They're not keeping it on the hall so they can see who's coming up, or the staircase to see who's coming up. And they've got Kyle, Monty, and Joseph, Brittany, and Michael are all in the HOH room talking. And Indy walks up the stairs and walks right in on them. They had no clue she was even there till she turned the doorknob on the door. And it wasn't the first time yesterday they got busted. And then Turner decided that he was going to try to make French toast with the slop. And Taylor's sitting outside at one of the picnic tables, and he comes out with his French toast, and he's talking about how good it is. It's the bomb. He can finally eat this. And Taylor tastes it, and she's like, oh my God, it's so good. Well, Nicole is sitting within earshot of them in one of the lounge chairs, but she's got her back to them. And Turner's all into his slop French toast, and he ain't paying no attention. And he's talking to Taylor, telling Taylor, yeah, we have to perfect this for you for next week. And Taylor caught him real quick and said, yeah, if I'm still here. And her eyes got real big. And he looks at Nicole and he goes, oh, yeah, that's true. And it was priceless. Nicole never said anything, so I don't know if she heard them, because I think she would have said something. I didn't see anything come out of it. But she was close enough to hear what was going on if she had been paying attention and not trying to ignore Taylor. Jasmine's washing the dishes and complaining about Turner leaving his slop on the stove for it to dry out, not cleaning up any of his dishes, and all of this. And mind you, that's the first thing that Jasmine's done in that house in 4 weeks. She has not cleaned a dish. She has not fixed a meal. She has not fixed her own food. She has not taken her own food to the kitchen, or plates. So you're going to sit there and talk about somebody leaving something on the counter when you ain't done crap in 4 weeks and you decide to wash some dishes. The next combo is between Nicole and Terrance. Nicole says, I'm not stupid. Monty tells Daniel, I don't want you to use the video because I'm worried that Nicole isn't protected. Way to use reverse psychology, mother effer. You got had. Surely you can't be this stupid. This is going to be good tomorrow. Now she's saying that the reason nobody's washing their dishes is to get under her skin because they're trying to get her to flip out in the house. When it actually has nothing to do with that. It has the fact to do with they're all young kids that are used to mama taking care of them for the most part. And so they don't clean up after themselves. She says that she's voting out either Brittany or Monty next week. And she talks about how Indy is so mad about everything that's going on that she's going to F somebody up. Now, this is hilarious. I saw yesterday on Twitter, Spoiler King said that Nicole would be getting a warning next time she went into the diary room for her language. They all cuss, but her saying the P word, talking about Taylor and flaunting her P, and just the vulgar stuff that she's been saying, talking about effing somebody up, talking about beating somebody's ass. The shit like that she's been saying, production is like, no, that's not going to fly. So they gave her a warning yesterday. Or I saw that Spoiler King said they were going to give her a warning. And the next conversation I see between her and Daniel, she drops the F-bomb. And she says, oh my God, I owe you another 10 push-ups. And Turner said, what are you talking about? And Daniel said, I don't know. She's got it in her head she doesn't want to cuss, so she's doing this thing where she owes push-ups if she cusses. And Turner said, why the F not? And she's like, well, you know, if I cuss, then I say other words that I shouldn't say and other things that I shouldn't say. So if I just don't cuss, then I won't say those other things. So that was all last night. Not a lot has went on today. Honestly, they still have the yard. So when they have the yard, we don't get a lot of conversations. We did get one between Terrance and Jasmine. Jasmine's cooking her slop cakes. And Terrance breaks it to Jasmine that Nicole may not have the votes to stay. Now, this is supposed to be done tomorrow, per the cookout. But Terrance is letting her know you might want to get time in with your girl or whatever, because she may not be here come Thursday night. And he also tells her that if Taylor stays, that she's going to join Alyssa and Indy. And Jasmine said, why would she do that unless it's to keep herself safe? And Terrance said, well, that's exactly what it is. It's to keep herself safe, because they know that Kyle and Monty aren't going to put Indy and Alyssa up on the block again. So therefore, Taylor is safe. And it's funny, I've done this several times. I'm just looking at my notes. I don't know how many times instead of the leftovers, I've put the cookout. So if y'all hear me say the cookout, let me know. But I think I've caught myself every time. The leftovers is going to start spreading tomorrow that Nicole's going home. And according to Monty, he says they can react how they react. I don't care. And if Daniel wants to show his butt, then Daniel can show his butt. But tomorrow, we're going to start spreading the word. I don't want the girls to think it's a last-minute decision on eviction day. So they want to get ahead of it and start getting in everybody's head tomorrow. So tomorrow's going to be really, really good. I don't know what time of the day I'm going to do the video. Probably going to wait until word starts spreading so I can see what the reactions are. And I apologize about the lateness of this video today. I had a procedure today, so I'm just now getting up and around to where I can get it filmed. So, let me know what you think in the comments below. Have a great night, and as always, much love.